Should have got MVP.
Hey man, Derrick Rose should have won MVP, but
Dude, stop riding Derrick
Honestly,
Rose,
you
bro.
know,
It's the third time you talked about this guy,
honestly.
dude. Like,
all
are
right,
you
I'll just
sleeping
shut up
with
for
him?
the. I'll just tough, bro. I'm gonna just stay silent for the rest of the episode.
It's like
Shout out
probably a
Derrick
minute
Rose.
left. It's like a minute left in the episode. You're gonna say something. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Court of Kings. Of course, with your host Austin Chang, and alongside me, Ryan Hugh. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. Been a long day, low key, but I'm ready to get this started.
Long day. It's about 2:30. What you mean long day? Day
I don't
just
know,
started.
they just, bro. I woke up at 12, so
God
it's
damn.
been a low key long day, but it is what it is.
Well, anyways, today we're here to discuss the rest of the playoffs. Obviously, we went past the first round. We're in the semis right now. We're going to discuss our picks for this round, the next round, and the finals. But of course, we can't do this alone. So we have a guest today. Ryan, why don't you introduce him for us?
Of course, bro. Of course. All right, so feed him the ball, and he'll warm like a heater. It's the
I
man
love
who's never
this.
cold. It's the Dean, David Peters.
Jeez.
I like that
Oh,
introduction. I like
yeah.
that. You
How
know,
was that? Yo, how was that? Out of 10, how was that?
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10
Yeah,
still.
word.
Yeah, 11 out of 10, dude. Definitely.
11 out of 10. That should
All
be a
right.
new nickname for me, the Dean. I don't know.
I've been calling you Ladine, bro.
I know, I know.
All right,
But
welcome,
yeah,
David.
I can't wait to talk basketball still.
Word, word. All right, so like everyone else, before we start, got a good quick question for you,
Of course.
David. Who's your favorite player?
Oh, that's easy. It's the king himself, LeBron James. You know?
Yeah, we got you.
LeBron James.
Default
I know it's
answer.
LeBron, but you have to really emphasize the LE, you know?
That's a
Yeah,
default answer,
so
dude.
And
yeah, that's my guy still.
yeah, what's the reason behind that? No?
Honestly, I used to always watch LeBron growing up. I used to watch his documentary all the time, so I'm like kind of model my game after him a bit. So there's always a LeBron fan since day one. So that's really
Word.
it. Yeah.
And you got a favorite team then?
Favorite team?
Yeah.
I don't really have favorite teams like that, but if I had to say like my favorite team right now is it's a generic answer, but I'm gonna have to say Raptors, just because like I grew up in the
Respects,
city, so
respects.
gotta say Raptors. Even though I
That's
don't follow them that much, I'll say Raptors.
yeah, you're more of a player guy, right? You just follow
More of
LeBron
a
harder.
player guy, yeah.
Yeah, I got you. That's cool. That's cool. All
How
right.
about y'all?
Oh, you don't want to hear my favorite player. I'll assure you that.
I don't
Nah,
mind. I
that's
don't
it.
mind.
Say it, say it, say it.
All right, bro.
I know it.
Ben Simmons.
Really?
Every time, dude. People think I'm crazy.
Ava.
He's my ride or die, bro. Listen, best COD
He's
player in
like
the
a
league.
younger version of LeBron, so I ain't mad. I ain't mad.
True, true. He might be better than LeBron, but it's all good.
Hopefully everything pans out. I don't know right
Respect.
now though, but hopefully he gets everything kind of straightened out.
Of course, dude. You gotta stick with them through the thick and thin. You know, like I can't give
Of
up on him now.
course. Never know. You might get like a Derrick Rose out of him type of player.
Shit, low key,
Never
low
know.
key. How about you, Ryan? How about you, Ryan? I mean, your player changes like every other day. So I mean, let's see what it is right now.
Right now is Jalen Brown. I love that
Who?
guy's game. Jalen Brown, Celtics.
Oh, Jalen Brown. Okay.
I love
He's
Jalen
30. He's
Brown,
30.
but DeMar DeRozan's my rider guy.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Fair enough. Fair
yeah.
enough.
So yeah, that's that's David for y'all, and
Yeah.
let's hop right into a few new topics or events that happened the last 2 weeks. All right. Before we start that though, I just want to mention on last Sunday, Austin and I got together with Alex, and we watched the Sacramento and Golden State game. And Austin, I didn't really get to hear a lot of your thoughts on that because you were just looking depressed half the game. So
Come on, man.
take us through that.
Listen, Ryan. I wasn't depressed, right? I was just tired. It was a long game. It's been a long day, but come on, that game was pretty disappointing. As someone who's rooting for the Kings alongside pretty much everybody in the whole world except for bandwagon Warrior fans, it sucked, to see them choke in the third quarter. Lundgaard just grabbing offensive board after offensive board. I mean, it sucked to watch, obviously. I mean, you were also a Sacramento fan, and I knew you were like, goddamn, bro, what are the Kings doing, man? They can't grab a single board. So, yeah, it was disappointing. It sucks. That was game 7. You expected the Warriors to come out and, be their best. But, it is what it is,
It is what it is, exactly. What about you, David? Did you manage to watch the game?
I watched a little bit of the game, but Sacramento really should have won that series. It should have been at least 6 games for them, honestly. But you can't really count out the reigning champs, the Golden State. So,
Mm-hmm.
and plus Curry's one of the all-time best. So I can't really count them out. But Sacramento should have packed them up early.
You're right.
I agree.
You're right.
I agree.
All right, and some other surprising events, I would say, Cleveland and New York.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Cleveland is gone in what, 5 games?
I believe it was 5 games. Yeah.
5 games, yeah.
Wow.
Crazy. And then who else? Miami and Milwaukee. I bet
Oh,
most
man.
mans got that wrong. Most mans got that wrong.
Not gonna lie, I got it wrong. Still, I'm a huge Giannis fan, but
Yeah,
you know,
they were just
sometimes
caught
it
with their
happens.
pants down, honestly. Just caught with their
They
pants
really
down.
did.
Yeah, Hemi Butler is just different, you know. You need a whole
Yeah.
ass army to take him down.
In the regular season, he's like a role player, but in the playoffs, he's like prime Michael Jordan. I don't know.
Literally.
It's weird.
It's different. He gets the ball every possession
Well,
and just scores.
he's his
Yeah.
son. He's his son, so it makes
He's
sense,
his
right?
son. Yeah, you heard the rumors
He's-
too, right? Him
But
and
yeah.
Ant.
Him and exactly, they're cousins or something.
Yeah.
But true, yeah. So got a lot of shakeups to my bracket the last 2 weeks, and yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing it with y'all today.
Yeah, definitely with you, man. Didn't you have Milwaukee winning the championship?
I did have Milwaukee
Damn,
winning the
dude.
chip, so like
Damn, dude.
that's gone,
tough.
bro. That's gone.
That's tough, man.
Ever since the 2021 season, I have not been able to get anything correct so far. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get it next year. All right.
Oh, you're missing a series,
Recently-
Ryan.
Yeah. Let's.
You're missing Philly and Brooklyn.
Come on now.
I mean,
Come on.
listen, dude. It was a fast series, but I have to give props to Brooklyn. Just the way I was talking about them when I was previewing that series, I thought it was gonna be like easy money. It was not. I feel like Brooklyn really put up a fight. It seemed like that game wasn't all set in stone for like the whole series. And Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Spencer Dinwiddie, like these are even Nick Claxton. Like these guys are all
these guys
really
played it
impressive.
well.
I mean, they were just 1 star away from winning that series. I really feel like it. Like they had all the firepower they needed, but they're just missing one guy to give them the bucket every single possession. And obviously it was a quick series and no one's gonna think about it. But I just want to give props to Brooklyn for that fight.
No, I respect that. I respect
I
that.
expect that too.
Brooklyn, they got something special. Even though like KD left, Kyrie left, Harden left, like everyone's gone, like the big names. I think they're doing a good job with what they were able to like reacquire via those trades.
Exactly.
Respects to the young guys and hoping to see some major moves in the future. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So recently we know that the Clippers were bounced by the Phoenix Suns in the first round. The Clippers with Kawhi had not been able to make even the conference finals. Well, like they made it with Paul George, but Kawhi has not been able to play with them at that level. Do you think the Clippers should run it back this fall, the next season? David, let's start with you.
Me personally,
Yeah.
I do think they should run it back, but I'm a little biased because I believe Clippers is a cursed organization. Honestly, they're cursed. Because from way back in the days, I think even since like they were Buffalo Bills or something like that.
Buffalo
They-
Bills.
they have-
Buffalo- isn't
they
that
have-
Hey, no.
They were what's it called? What were their team before? What was
I
their
don't
team
know.
before? I don't know, but before even like LA Clippers,
San Diego
Yeah.
or something.
San Diego
Like,
Clippers?
San Diego, I don't even know where they were, but there's some type of Clippers, right? Like they've been cursed, like they have not been winning. I think it's over like 50 years now, so they should run it back. But honestly, Kawhi should just run far away from Clippers. Honestly, he's not gonna win there.
Where should you go?
Honestly, I don't know yet. Me personally, I say he should go back to Raptors and run it back, but that's not happening. He doesn't like the North.
Too cold up here, bro.
Too cold. I don't blame him with the LA Sun over there, but yeah, they
In the
should run it back
Texas.
honestly. But
All right.
Clippers should trade Kawhi because he's too injury prone.
I feel like
Interesting.
both their stars are pretty injury prone. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they should definitely run it back, and I do think it's just bad luck to be honest. This whole season, like Kawhi and PG have both been pretty healthy, and PG like it was like the last few games of the season he hyperextends his knee, and for Kawhi it's just like he just has like bad knees. His knees are just cooked. Like no matter what, it seems like his knees are always gonna give him problems, and you just have to bank on him being healthy. I think maybe give it one more year because obviously this season,
One more. Okay.
yeah. I mean you can't really blame them for being injury prone. Like for if their whole season they're fully healthy, like they're playing really good, and then all of a sudden they just get hurt at the worst time. Like it's just bad luck. I know that it's been like this for years now, but you just have to keep going, man. You give up too much to give up this early. You still have these guys in their early 30s to mid 30s. Like why not just give it one more shot? If they had a fully healthy roster this season, they could have taken the Suns to 7 or even win the series.
Hmm.
They weren't looking completely hopeless with just Kawhi on the court.
Hmm.
If they had PG, they probably could have definitely put up a fight. So I think you have to at least give it one more shot.
I think yeah, I agree. Didn't they take game one from the Suns with like Russ was leading the charge as well?
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Kawhi
did.
going
Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
he went off that game. So I personally think a team's window is within 5 years. So you got a
Hmm.
5 year window to compete, right? Otherwise you rebuild. And they're entering year five, so you got to make some adjustments. Like I think maybe add Nick Nurse to that roster. That wouldn't be a bad idea, you know. Maybe
That's
a
actually a
sign
pretty
of
good idea. Yeah.
he's defensive oriented. Maybe and he works well with Kawhi and Norman Powell. Maybe that might work.
I don't
But
know. I think Tyronn Lue is like the perfect. I think he's one
he's
of the
the
most underrated
perfect.
coaches.
I think he's the perfect ego oriented. Like he can control egos, but like
Even just game plan wise, I feel like he just know. I don't think the coach is the issue. I like they have all the guys that they need. They have Zubox as their center. Plumlee's a really good backup center. They have Robert Covington as a small ball center. They have
mhm,
Norman Powell. They have scoring off the bench. They have Terrence
yeah,
Mann. They have Batum as a spot up three. Like they have all the pieces for a championship team. They just keep getting injured at the worst time. I just feel like just keep the same roster. Maybe get like one or two more guys off the bench that can score or be gritty. But like you have all the guys you need. Like Terrence Mann played a hell of a series. Like Batum didn't have the greatest series.
Russ
Zubox was
played
grabbing boards.
Russ
Like
played amazing.
Russ played pretty good.
Hmm.
Like it sucks that like they get injured at the worst times. I think you just have to just ride it out with this group.
I agree, man. I agree. So yeah, I think Clips should run it back, but we'll see. Give it one more year.
Yeah.
All right. Dylan Brooks. Our is
Oh
he?
man.
Yeah. Um, this guy is probably not returning to Memphis after that Lakers series. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, Memphis did him dirty,
For sure.
especially leaking that what's it called? I think it was Shams or one of the guys, right? They're saying that he can't come back indefinitely. I'm like, they didn't need to say all that. Especially he's one of their primary defenders. He played his heart out, even though he never played well. Sometimes he still played his heart out. And yes, he might have talked a little too much, brought a little too much controversy to that team, but he was still one of the more valuable players on the team. But how they did him was really shiesty. I'm not gonna lie to you, but he kind of does deserve all the hate that he's getting because he's throwing shots at the king. LeBron's my favorite player, so
Yeah.
free shots. I don't know, I don't mind, but Memphis did him dirty.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, I'll play devil's advocate here. I feel like everyone is just trashing on Dylan Brooks this whole time. Like people say you should go to Shanghai. They're releasing clips of him talking in Chinese. Listen, that series, yeah, it was a tough look for Dylan Brooks. He had one of the worst series of his whole career, talking
Hmm.
trash to LeBron, and LeBron just going crazy on him. He's breaking all his shots, getting blocked by AD. It was a tough series, but to say that he's not coming back under any circumstances is outlandish. You have not heard that
Yeah,
about any player. And like, can you blame Dylan Brooks? This has been his whole personality, his whole career. It's not like he just came up talking trash to LeBron out of nowhere. He's always done this. This is who he is. Obviously, he had a bad series alongside also, being a liability. But come on, you have to just put that behind you. Maybe there are things internally that he might be doing that maybe ruffling some feathers. But come on, like he is pretty much like a starter on that team. You know, he has. I mean, he's not been the greatest shooter, but he has the ability to hit shots, and he's one of
Hmm.
the best defenders on that team. Like, how are you just writing him off so easily? And I feel like all these other fans and everyone's saying, "Oh no, I don't want this trash player." Like, people are getting dogged for even saying anything good about him. But, like, I think he has a spot on an NBA roster. You know, like maybe if you give him a less of a role, like maybe if he understands that maybe he's not the guy who he thinks he is. Like he's just a good player. He's still a good player behind everything. It's just that his ego kind of gets too much of him.
I agree. Yeah.
Hmm. He's one of those all bark no bite type of guys, in my opinion.
Wow.
Because didn't he say, "Oh, LeBron got to drop 40 on me before I respect him," and then
Gave
he
him a
dropped,
2020, eh?
yeah.
Out of the
So
40.
and then he kind of just no comment afterwards, and I think that was kind of a he didn't go back on his word. Like he couldn't
Yeah,
say like
sure.
props to LeBron, I respect what he did. Like he just decided to avoid everything, and I just think that was just not. It didn't seem right, you know.
Yeah, you could have done that better. Like if
You
you're able to talk so much trash about a player,
like
and like that
back up
player
what
goes
you're
to the
saying,
opposite,
right?
yeah,
Back
yeah,
up what you're
Sure.
saying.
Take accountability.
hmm,
He
yeah,
reminds me a lot of Lance Stevenson back in Indy. Uh,
yeah,
but honestly, he's a he's a pretty good perimeter defender. He's not the greatest
hmm,
offensive threat. He definitely has a spot still in the NBA. I would love to
definitely.
see him in Dallas or something.
This is
Like
gonna
if
be controversial, but I'd love to see him in Los Angeles next year.
Oh man.
with LeBron.
Yeah, with LeBron, I'd love to see that because LeBron, I think LeBron could take him under his wing and kind of teach him the right ways how to do something, how to play within the system properly. And like you never know, Dylan Brooks might turn out to be like a next top or 3 and D guy. You never know.
I thought you were going to say top three player of all time. I
No,
got
no, no,
scared.
no, no.
No, I got so scared.
Oh man, nah, nah. I'm controversial, but not that.
Not that controversial. Got you. Got you.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think he's put him in a better system. It might be better for him. But I think Taylor Jenkins is a great coach. Like I can't even blame the coach in this situation. Like maybe someone that could just like maybe a player on. Because listen, the Grizzlies they have Steven Adams. Like
Hmm.
they have some guys, but they have no vets. Like no one to kind of take accountability for these guys. Like no one to keep these guys grounded. Like maybe if he goes to a team that has these vets, maybe he can actually kind of calm down and be a professional in this league. But yeah, I think he just maybe needs a change of scenery.
I
Definitely.
think yeah, I think it's the roster construction. Everyone's too young, and there's yeah no one to take accountability, like you said. No vets to lead the way.
Right.
So throw him in somewhere that's a little more experienced, somewhere with a more mature presence.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he'll definitely become a more mature person if he were to do that, but we'll see. Memphis definitely probably not resigning him
No, under
No.
any circumstances.
Oh no. Yeah.
though. Any more thoughts on this?
None at the moment.
Yeah,
Still.
no, I
All
think
right,
it's perfect.
word. All right, one more topic. One more quick event I want to discuss. Yesterday, the Bucks dismissed Coach Bud.
Mm.
Uh, yeah. Uh, I don't know. 2021, they won the chip, right? But they decided to dismiss him after two more seasons. Like, I don't see why Milwaukee's in such a rush to do so. But who would you, where would you think he would be a good fit, and who would the Bucks consider, in your opinion?
I think you should start this one, Ryan. Yeah, as the Bucks fan in this podcast, I think you should be the one to answer this.
I think Coach Bud definitely didn't deserve all the fire. Was eliminated in the first round this year, and I think the second round last year. But then again, a lot of it comes down to injuries, right? And even though Coach Bud has the reputation of being someone who can't adjust well in the playoffs from his Atlanta days and his early time in Milwaukee, when Giannis won his MVPs, I still think that he provides a lot of experience and expertise and professionalism. The fact that they just dismissed him is a little cruel,
Mm.
But I would say if Milwaukee were to, if he, sorry, not if Coach Bud were to head somewhere else, I would love to try Toronto. Honestly, I think he fits the culture here. I think he has a lot of respect, and it would be great to see him like thrive in this environment with these young guys.
Okay.
Just to go off of that, like Raptors and Bucks should pretty much do like a swap of coaches. Like Nick Nurse should try to come to Milwaukee, see what happens. We know Nick Nurse is a championship level coach, like we seen the Raptors, especially from his first year of being a head coach. So like they should try it out. I think yeah, Nick Nurse is more defensive minded, so it kind of fits into the Bucks culture too. So we see what happens with that, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Milwaukee, they kind of all of us want to get rid of him. I feel like the season where they won the championship, those were one of the seasons where like it was finals or bust for him. Like they were kind of getting ready to move on from Coach Bud. He won the championship, and they're like, you know what, let's give it a few more runs, just because they're so successful. And after seeing the collapse in the first round, even after everything Bud was going through, it sucks that they let him go. But I feel like the writing was on the wall already from the past, so it was kind of already time to move on. Now for Bud in Toronto, I don't know if I would want Coach Bud in Toronto. I feel like Bud, even before he went to Milwaukee, he didn't have the greatest reputation as a coach. He was coaching. It was what, Atlanta. He was coaching.
Yeah.
He did not have the greatest reputation. Like he seemed like a playoff choker. Wasn't really good at adjusting in the playoffs. And I think the last thing I would want for the Raptors is a guy that can't adjust. I mean, we've seen it from the series against Miami. I mean, that last play, like not having Brook Lopez in the game. I mean, like, what are you thinking? I mean, there's a lot of things throughout the last 5 minutes that fans were outrageous about, and are outraged about. So
Mhm.
in Toronto, I feel like the Raptors probably don't want another guy that just wants to run a system like constantly. Like I think the Raptors guys want someone that's more free flowing. That's why they wanted Idoka. But yeah, I mean wherever he goes, he's gonna get a coaching job, obviously, but maybe not in Toronto.
Maybe not Toronto. Okay. I don't know. I just think the expertise and like the experience he brings would be valuable to the young guys who haven't had that taste of experience yet.
Hmm. I mean, we have won a championship recently.
And how many of those guys are still on the roster?
I mean, all the good guys are on the roster.
You know, okay, fair, but we don't have a whole lot to offer, like to build off of from now, and you might as well just start building from like
Yes, but
Koloko, Scotty.
the only guy that hasn't been there is Scotty. And do I really want? I'd rather have someone like, I don't know, Cam Atkinson. Someone that can just talk to the young guys. Give them some hope, give them some energy. Like these young coaches that can speak to the players and understand what they're feeling, like Mike Daignault from OKC. Like I think we need
Yeah.
someone like that just to empower the players. Not just go in the huddle and say play hard, do this like Doc Rivers. Like give them a reason. Like tell them what they're doing wrong. Like just make actual adjustments instead of just hyping up the players and like tell them to play hard, keep playing hard, grab boards. Like that's not what these players need, man. They actually want to hear some real stuff. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I think we should get like a younger coach, someone that's like more like with the new age of coaching.
Also, David.
Yes.
We'll bring David in as the
Bring
coach.
David in. Yeah, bring David in, dude.
AT and the coach.
Crazy.
All right. And with any more final thoughts?
Honestly, at the top of my head, nah. I'm not really too familiar with all the coaches in the league, so I can't really give a really good opinion about it.
All good, man. All
How about
good.
Ryan? Do you think Giannis is gonna leave?
Giannis?
Leave? Honestly, no. I don't think he's leaving.
I don't think Giannis is
Okay.
leaving, but he did have a comment about Chicago before, and
Oh
I
hell
swear
no.
he was singing "O Canada" in practice. So who knows?
Oh, that would be nice. That'd be nice.
To me, I see Giannis more like a Dirk type of player, just and
A
a Kobe
Duncan
type
type
of
of
player.
player.
True.
Yeah, just
True.
staying with
Yeah.
one team for the rest of their career. Not really the type to like chase championships to go to another team. He'll chase it with his own team, but not different teams. But you
Mm,
never know,
Yeah, you never
honestly.
know.
valid, valid. I would love to see him with Luca, but
Oh, that would be crazy. Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
the European duo.
Yeah. What was it? Magic Freak? Something like
Magic Freak.
Magic
No,
Freak.
no, no, no.
Oh, it might be Freak Magic. I don't know.
Freak Magic is W. Magic Freak is crazy.
All right, so last last week round one ended. Now we're moving on to round two, the conference semis. We got Denver, Phoenix, LA, and Warriors in the West. And we got New York, Miami, and Celtics, 76ers in the East. Austin, which side do you want to start off with?
I think we should kick it off with the West.
The West? All right. Let's go with the 1 and the 4 seed, Denver, Phoenix. Currently, Denver is up 2-0. They're playing game 3 tonight, I believe, at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
What you got, guys?
You know,
Me personally,
he go.
I'm thinking Denver in 5. Honestly, I
Denver
would
in
say
5.
Denver in 4, a clean sweep, but I can't count that man KD out. There's one thing we should know about the Slim Reaper. He's a scorer. So, and if it's time for him to score, he's gonna score if need be. Unless he performs like last year with with
With the
Boston
Nets?
Celtics. Yeah, so I'm like, but this year's a new year. He seems better. He got a clean haircut, so he seems like a ready man. So I'll give him 5 games to lose him, but that's me being generous. But
If you're being realistic.
I'm being realistic. Yeah.
Oh, you're being
Denver
real.
in 5.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
Denver in
Denver
5.
in
All right,
5.
word.
Yeah.
What did you think,
Honestly,
Brian?
because
Oh,
Suns have no bench. Like they traded away
Mm-hmm.
what's the name again? Bridges, right? So I'm like, he's one of the primary defenders. And I forgot the next guy's name. I think it was
Cam
Cam,
Thomas.
right?
Yeah.
Cam Thomas. One of the better players off the bench. So
Oh, Cam Johnson.
pretty
Shit,
much,
not Cam Thomas.
yeah.
Thomas on Brooklyn right now.
But yeah, like they have no bench really because it's mainly just the starters going out there, just putting all their effort in. But even though the bench is trying, the bench is not up to par.
I swear they've got like a 7-man rotation right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough out there for Phoenix.
Mhm.
Austin, remember in the very first episode this season, I was so all in on Phoenix.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I could keep that up anymore.
I mean, what do you have the matchup ending in?
Denver in 6.
Denver in 6.
Denver in
Fair
6.
enough.
I don't know. Seeing the Nuggets 3-point shooting, Aaron Gordon stepping up, Jamal Murray playing like he didn't suffer no ACL. It's looking like Denver might be an actual contender.
Wow, disrespect. Now they're a contender. Listen, man, that team is built to last. Is built for the playoffs. I also have Denver in 5. I could see going 6 as well, but I mean, there's a lot of things about the series that have already kind of jumped out to me, you know, and some of these things are, you know, Durant's shots are not falling, along with Denver's role players being absolutely incredible. All their players on the team that are not the stars, but some things I want to point out is people are blaming Aiton so much for the series, and yeah, I'll blame him too. You know, he's not having a good series by any standards, and you know, you see his stats, you're like, oh, he's averaging a double, like 18 and 10, this and that. Like, man, this guy is not aggressive. You know, there's some clips of him just standing around, just like watching the ball. Like, he needs to be more aggressive there, and I hate it. I've been watching Phoenix for the last like 3 years, and I hate watching Aiton set a screen, and then Booker gets like doubled, and Aiden just stands there. Like, he doesn't demand. He needs to demand the ball. He needs to want the ball and be aggressive. Like, the way he rolls and everything, he does not go up strong. He needs to be aggressive for Phoenix to have a chance. Like, you're going against Jokic. Like, Jokic is not the greatest defender. He's smart. He's not the greatest. Like, you have to be aggressive against this guy. And along with that, you need CP3 back. I mean, CP3 being injured kind of hurts them more than anything right now. Having Cam Thompson, Damian Lee off the bench, like, that's not going to cut it. You're not going to win the series with those two guys. Alongside that, Bridges and Cam Johnson. They were dogs. Right now, their only dog is Okogie. That's their only dog on their team. They need guys that can be gritty, and they don't have that right now. And on Denver, you know, people always say, oh, like, it's so easy to play against Denver. Like, Jokic as the big, it's never gonna work. Like, just keep attacking Jokic. Bro, Denver has been through this so many times. Their whole defensive structure is to help Jokic. Like, that's now their strength. Once it was their weakness, now it's their strength. Having guys like MPJ, KCP, Aaron Gordon as their help defenders, that is filthy. Like, that is absolutely filthy. Like, the team is really well coached. Having Jeff Green off the bench, having Christian Braun off the bench, who has been really impressive.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like Denver looks absolutely unstoppable, especially on defense. Like, they have no bad players on the court ever. So, I don't know. That team looks unstoppable. I got to give it to Denver in 5, and that's that for me.
Like I don't want to discount KD. I never want to, because it's Kevin Durant, right? But like if Damian Lee is your next best is your next best shooter off the bench, you got some concerns. Like this
Yeah,
guy's shooting like
That's true.
23% from three. It's gonna be an ugly shooting night, like shooting series if this continues to go down.
it's a rough series. Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's in agreement. Denver.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the next matchup. We got Golden State and the Lakers. Who wants to start us off with this one?
I get okay.
You got it?
Okay, I'll go this time because you went
Alright,
first last
word.
time, right? I think it's really been a weird series. Like both games have been kind of weird to watch. It doesn't seem like both teams are at their full strength. So I feel like Game 3 is like the real start of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I'll point out for sure is Curry needs to get his usage up. Like no one on LA can guard him. Not even Vanderbilt. He's shooting like 11 for 14 against Vanderbilt. So I think Curry really needs to get going. They got to hunt D'Lo every time he's on the court. And people always been saying like, oh, the players on the Warriors are slowing down. They don't look like they're slowing down. Like Clay and Curry and Draymond all look like the regular selves. So I don't know. I think Golden State like they're low key at their full strength right now. And for the Lakers side, I'll just point out one thing: the Vanderbilt D'Lo minutes are gonna be like really crucial because near the end of Game 2, the Lakers were down like I think 6 or 7. Like they were down a decent amount, and they needed offense. So they subbed out Vanderbilt to put in D'Lo for offense. And once they did that, the Warriors went on a crazy run. Like every
Mm-hmm.
play, they're just hunting D'Lo, and it seems like
Yeah.
it's kind of difficult to kind of go offense defense with the Lakers when you have the Warriors who love to hunt matchups. Like I think the minutes game is going to be really tough for Darvin Ham, and if he can really get a hold of that, then the Lakers like will have a really good chance for the series. But I don't know, it's a tough series thus far.
Definitely tough series. So what are you thinking overall?
I think it's LA in 7.
LA in 7?
Yeah,
Don't doubt LeBron.
I
David?
can't doubt LeBron.
Oh, that's true. You can't doubt LeBron. But honestly, I was watching the LA game last night. Yo, Golden State is looking nice. Oh my goodness. Every time I see Clay or Curry shoot the ball, and even in game one, Jordan Poole shooting the ball, I'm like, man, LA's or Flip or Golden State's looking really nice. But from that game one is like I think the X factor is gonna be Anthony Davis, honestly,
Hmm.
because him from game one to game two is like two polar different opposites. Like it's crazy. Like how do you go from dropping 30 and 20 to like 4 and 10 or around there, right? So me personally, I still think LA in 6, but and the main reason why I'm thinking that because LA got a crucial game one win in Golden State, so they already proved themselves that they can win it in Golden State because like that's a hostile environment already. So I'll still take Golden or Lakers in 6, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State comes and wins like 4 straight. But I
Hmm.
still can't doubt my man LeBron. But everything rides on Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis plays like he played last night, Lakers are gonna lose in 5 games. But if he steps up and at least averages like 20 points, 15 rebounds, 2 or 3 blocks, they could come out. They could squeeze it out of 6 games, definitely.
I think it all comes down to 3-point shooting.
Hmm.
Rui Hachimura is right now their best 3-point shooter, and
Oh, definitely.
that's a little
That's sad.
that's a scary thought. Because if D'Angelo Russell's not making his threes consistently, if Austin Reeves isn't making his threes consistently, it's like, you know, because these are your guards. These are the guys you depend on threes. Malik Beasley's not even
Hmm.
playing that much right now, and he's shooting like 21%, 22% from three. That sucks. And
Yeah.
you bought him in from Utah to hit threes, right?
Right.
So, and then the Warriors are always a good consistent 3-point shooter. You have the best shooter in the world. You have Clay. You have, I guess Jordan Poole's pretty good right now.
And
Um,
Wiggins.
but definitely Wiggins, and Draymond can hit that like 1 out of 9 threes, you know.
One
But
out
you
of
know,
9.
it's still they're a three. They've developed their play system around Curry, who's a 3-point specialist. Like it all comes down to if Lakers can make their threes and if Golden State can play well on the road. Because aside from the Sacramento game 7, the Warriors have just not been that team when they're not at home, right? They
Yeah,
they
true.
just have a really bad away record, and it's been like this the entire season. So LA needs to step up, take advantage of being back home since they were at the Warriors the last 2 games. But then you also have to take into account they had like 23 free throws in game 1 compared to 6 free throws in game 1 for the Warriors.
Yeah,
Like if you got the refs on your side, take advantage of that.
that's
Honestly,
true.
take advantage of being able to hit those free throws, and everyone needs to make them. So
Hmm.
we'll see. I have I honestly have Warriors in 7,
Mhm.
but that's just because the 3-point shooting needs to improve from the Lakers.
I'm not
Yeah.
mad. Still, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also just real quick, like on the Lakers. I mean, throughout the whole season, I don't know what it is, but every time I watch Lakers games, they have the worst offense in the clutch. Like it is
It's
embarrassingly
really
bad.
bad.
It's a lot of forcing shots, a lot of turning over the ball. Like the thing that I don't know why they struggle so much to do is to get the ball to Anthony Davis in his spots. It seems like they spend maybe 10, 15 seconds just trying to get the ball to AD in the post, and they can't do it. And they just end up, like, LeBron just ends up just chucking a 3-pointer from, like, the hash mark. Like, they need to really fix up their offense. Like, they're going against one of the best teams in the world. Like, you can't make these mistakes, especially in the clutch where they just seem to bomb threes. Like, maybe they'll go in here and there, but they got to get their offense running. And that's, like, the only kind of adjustment I would make for the Lakers. Even though I have the Lakers in 7, I don't really sound too confident in it. But I
Mhm.
just feel like if they can get AD going, if they can get, like, all their guys in a motion system, then they'll be good.
Mhm. Agreed. I mean, like, I think a lot of the Lakers are playing decently at least. You still got like a
Yeah.
lot of your hustlers. You got Jared Vanderbilt still like chasing down people. Dennis Schroeder's actually having a pretty good postseason so far.
Yes.
It's just yeah, it just comes down to who can who can play better. At the end, that's just the bottom line. Who can play better?
Honestly, Lakers should stick to like the plan of feeding AD the ball because AD didn't get enough shots last night. I
They
think how
didn't.
much shots he took? Probably like 10, probably like 12 shots. He should
Mm.
be at least shooting 30 because who's stopping AD? Like Looney, maybe on a good day.
I mean, Draymond can
But
stop him, though. I'll be honest. Draymond is like an AD stopper.
Draymond's nice, but they can't put Draymond on him for like the whole game because Draymond's gonna get into foul trouble. I think he was in foul trouble last night or other game too. So like Draymond can only counter AD for so long. Then like honestly, like AD has like the same problem like what's his name again? DeAndre Ayton. So they're not playing aggressive enough.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I thought that was smart when they put in Jamichael Green
Hmm.
because he can function pretty well with the starters and Von Looney's a big body and everything, but I
Yeah.
think putting him against the lineup that the Lakers had set last night was a good idea by Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Aside from that, I still got Warriors in 7, but we'll see. It's only game 3.
Yeah. Hopefully LeBron does some of that magic. Show him who's the king.
Return of the King. Return of the King to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we got Denver and we got Warriors. Do we want to move on to the East or do we want to finish the West?
Oh, let's keep going.
We keep going as in
Oh, my bad. East, East.
East. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the first, second seed and third seed, you got Boston and Philly. Who we got
Me,
taking this? Yep.
me personally, I have to go with the Celtics still.
Celtics.
Honestly, because Jason Tatum and Brown were actually like the best duo right now in the playoffs so far. So, and plus they're the number 2 seed. I think second best record in the league for a reason. So, honestly, I would say Boston in 5. And like the main reason why I say 5 because Joel Embiid's still playing on a bum knee.
Hmm.
And how he was playing the other night, like I think he used to have like 9 shot attempts. That's not cutting it. And plus, I don't blame him too because he's not at full capacity to actually like take those opportunities on offense, right? So I'll probably say Boston in 5 because they're a deadly bunch.
Boston.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have it the same way. I have Boston in 5. It just seems like the way the series is going, it seems like Boston was supposed to sweep them. I mean,
Yeah.
Brown, especially, like, I love Brown too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really a 1A, 1B with Brown and Tatum, and Brown has played goddamn, unbelievably in both games. The way he just changes momentum, making big plays, like, just getting everyone into it. I just feel like he's been, like, their number one guy this series, even though Tatum has been shooting a lot more than him. And I'm also impressed by Tatum, especially in game 2, to defer to Jalen Brown and Brogdon in game 2. Like, he took less than 10 shots that game. Like, that's unheard of, but he knew that he wasn't having like the best night. He passed it off to his guys that he can trust, and they performed. Like, they blew out the 76ers. Like, they seem like they're really prepared for the playoffs, especially this series. Horford seems like he doesn't age, and one guy I have to speak on, having Malcolm Brogdon on that team is so unfair. He's a
Hmm.
straight 20 and 10 guy as their backup point guard. It's criminal. It just seems so unfair for the Celtics to have him. And on Philadelphia's side, I mean, one guy I've been calling his name for years now, Tobias Harris, finally actually playing good in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I always said he has the perfect game for the playoffs. Mid-range jumpers, post up, like just easy buckets, but he always seems to shoot like trash. He's finally having a good series. It sucks that Embiid and Harden are both kind of out of it right now. Maxey has looked good, and listen, Philly has all the tools on their team to compete with the Celtics, but like Embiid playing too passively, also playing injured. Their bench not doing that good. George Niang and McDaniels both have been really terrible. Um, I think they're gonna pick it up, but I think it's a bit too late for the Sixers.
Mm-hmm. I would say it would be very. I said it would be entertaining to see Philly versus Denver in the finals. You know, the MVP matchups.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
But by the way they're playing, I have Philly and no, sorry, Boston in 6. Just because I'm not gonna discount the reigning MVP right now, but
Oh
he's
yeah,
playing on a hobbled knee. You know, it's tough. James Harden is seems to be turning the clock back a little bit, but you can't stop a force like Tatum Brown, followed
No, you
by
can't.
the Brogdon, the Whites, the Smarts. Like it's hard to Horford, Robert Williams, Grant Williams. Boston just has it all. It's just coming wave after wave after wave. Like it's going to be tough, and I respect what Philly's been doing the last few games, but like game 1 was a win, but honestly that could have gone either way. And
yeah.
then it was a blowout for Boston game 2. So I'm sensing it's going to be a Boston win in this one.
I'll put my money on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it's pretty predictable so far. Let's see if it's going
So
to be
far,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, let's see it's going to be the same for New York, Miami though. I don't know what you guys got.
Me personally, I think it's a tight series. Honestly.
Cuz I think this is the one where we might have some differences.
Yeah. Mine might be kind of predictable because what this guy did to one of my favorite players currently in the league, Giannis. But
Yeah.
I can't doubt Jimmy Butler.
Hibby Butler.
So honestly, if he comes back pretty good off his injury, I'll probably say Miami is 6. But you never know. Miami's kind of a weird team sometimes. Sometimes they play amazing. Sometimes they play bad. So Miami is 7. That's my final
Mm.
option.
Mm.
But
That's a
honestly, New York's a good team though. So I'm like, I
Yeah,
can't
it's
doubt New
tough.
York.
Wasn't Carmelo at the game last night or like the other night?
He was. That's why they
I think
He
won.
so.
was,
Yeah.
yeah. That's why they won.
Yeah, that's
That's
literally
what
why
they
they won.
won.
Nah, but I gotta say, man, like the series is like one of the hardest to predict. Like both teams, if any of them won, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I have Miami in 7 personally, just because I think Spo is a better coach. Like it just comes down
Hmm.
to coaching for me.
Mhm.
But they need Butler for the series. I mean, him coming back is important. Like they almost won. They probably should have won game 2. Like they kind of got bailed by the near got bailed by the refs. That one call where it was a shot clock violation when the ball clearly hit the rim and gave Visigot a lip and they called it off. I mean, that was pretty dumb, and that kind of changed the momentum. Brunson goes down on the other end, hits a floater, put him up 6. It sucks. But one thing, Bam Adebayo needs to take more shots. I don't
Hmm.
know what he's
Mhm.
doing. He's taken 13 shots in game 1, 10 in game 2, and he shot good. He's 7 for 13, 5 for 10. Like, I don't know why he's not taking advantage of the Knicks' poor big rotation. Like, you got to get these guys into foul trouble. Like, Robinson, Hartenstein are both prone to getting fouls. I don't know why they don't kind of go to that more. Bam can also shoot. I just don't see why he doesn't shoot more. Also, they got to get guys off the offensive glass. Josh Hart especially, just absolutely grabbing all the boards over
Everything, yep.
Miami. Like, they got to. That's how Sacramento lost Game 7. You know, you got to get guys off the offensive board. For New York, Quentin Grimes, one of my personal favorite players, has seen him a bit off. Like, he has not been hitting shots, hasn't been getting most minutes either. But at least Brunson and Randall both seem to have it going. But Josh Hart, Isaiah Hartenstein, both playing playoff basketball, and that's kind of the only reason why I want to give the series to the Knicks. Like, it's because all their guys play so hard. But at the end of the day, coaches win, and that's why I have Miami in 7.
I got New York in 6.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
controversial.
I'm just saying. Okay, first I went into it being like, I like Derrick Rose. I want Derrick Rose to win a ring. So
Yeah.
That's why.
let's go.
That's why. Fair enough.
Okay. All right, but like real talks though, I think Miami has been like the best 3-point shooting. You know, like Gabe Vincent has been hitting all those threes. Kevin Love's been actually pretty decent from 3 as well. What is it? You have Duncan Robinson, who's like, he's stepping up. He's stepping up after a horrendous few seasons, but you're still missing Jimmy Butler right now, who's off with an ankle injury. And David, you and I both know how that could impact your play.
Oh, definitely.
Like, definitely, right? You need Jimmy Butler to be on that court with your guys. And I don't know who's going to be the next one taking all the big shots. Definitely not Bam right now because he's playing way too passive. And I think that New York just has so many options that can help out. Like, you got Jalen Brunson who can just light up from anywhere. RJ Barrett was actually playing pretty well in the first half in game 2. Julius Randle just does Julius Randle things. Josh Hart does boards. He can shoot the 3. Like, it's just tough for Miami to compete against that. And again, New York also has home court advantage. I think that comes down to play, especially in this playoff environment. I think the Knicks they might not be the better constructed team, and they might not have the better coach, but all their guys are playing hard at it. Almost all of their guys are playing minutes, which lessens the load on the starters and the guys who play heavier minutes. And everyone does their role amazingly well in New York. I think New York in 6.
I'm not even mad. Still, that's good reasoning.
Both pretty well coached teams. I can't. That's hard.
But only one of them has Derrick Rose. That's all I'm saying. You know?
He doesn't even play, dude.
I know he's played like one game this entire playoffs. You know, but like, I think both come out to be pretty solid picks. I'm just going with the gut feeling, the injuries. If you don't have Tyler Hero, if you don't have Jimmy Butler, it's going to be...
I mean, Butler's playing next game, though.
It's going to be rough.
But Butler's going to play next game, though, so...
But is he going to drop, like, 60, though?
Of course. What?
Of course, all right.
You're talking about Butler here. He dropped 55 in that.
He's him. What am I saying? He's him.
Of course.
Hey, man, Jimmy got that dog in him. That's all I know.
He does.
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
All right, so... Let's stick with the West. We know that the West is Denver and we said Warriors or Lakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who you got making out of that? I'm pretty sure Austin. I know Austin's.
I mean, come on. Yeah, it's Denver in 5 for
Denver,
me.
Denver.
We
don't need no reason.
I have to agree with Austin still. No matter who comes out from the Lakers or Warriors series, Denver's just a superior team, honestly. Like, they're just firing on every cylinder right now, and there's the reason why they're the number 1 seed in the West. And they had arguably the MVP of the league currently. It's debatable, but, you know, there's a reason why they have that guy on the team, and they're number 1. So I'll go with Denver. Denver, honestly, probably in Denver or Denver probably is going to be in 5 or 6 games.
God,
I thought you were going to say 4. I thought you were going to say 4 games. Like,
no. They're not that good. If they had Jimmy Butler, maybe. I don't know.
No, I feel like Denver, like, throughout this whole playoffs, it's kind of hard to kind of gauge these series and predict because we've only seen Denver be dominant. We haven't seen them like struggle so far. So it just seems like we're watching the best team in the world, even though they might have some flaws. But they do seem immovable on defense. And one thing LA is pretty prone to doing is dumb fouls,
Mm-hmm.
especially AD. AD kind of gets into foul trouble for no reason. Like he just swipes down at the ball, like gets lazy or something. Like, bro, the Denver takes advantage of these things. Like Denver knows that they can get certain guys into foul trouble. They know their matchups, and I'm just worried, especially for LA on offense. Like there's a lot of slowing down, a lot of post ups. That's what Denver wants. Denver wants a slow, grindy game because they're such a smart defensive unit that they can kind of hang with all these like everything that's going on for the other team. Like I just feel worried. I feel like Denver in 5, maybe even 4.
Mm. Denver 4. Okay. I just know you ride with your Nuggets.
Of course,
Yeah.
all day, all day.
All day, all day. Um, I would say agree. Like, I don't know if I said this already, but like, shout out Aaron Gordon. This guy is shooting amazing from three, and
Yeah, he stepped up.
he's doing everything on the defensive end too. Like, I don't know, Aaron Gordon might win Finals MVP or something. If
He's like their Andrew Wiggins feels like.
They
that's
might
what
pull
I'm.
Andre Iguodala. You never know. If the death beam's pointing on the Earth right now, who are you gonna pick to take the final shot?
I want
Maybe Aaron
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 Gordon.
Gordon.
Gordon,
I
bro.
want Aaron Gordon, dude.
But yeah, I think Denver's just they've done a really good job at not hiding Jokic. You know how right now Phoenix is like targeting Jokic in their like when they're on offense and everything.
Hmm.
I don't know if you saw it, but like watch how they play this game. You'll see that like they do a lot of help defense, which doesn't cause Jokic to have to guard the guy with the ball alone. And it's
Yeah.
Coach Malone's doing a really good job with that, and I think they have a really good chance at succeeding at this in the finals as well. So yeah, I think Denver's going to make it there.
Fair enough.
Fair, yeah.
And then we got the next matchup: Boston and Miami, or Boston and New York.
Honestly, it's gonna be like the same thing like in the West. No, it doesn't matter who it is. I'm saying Boston in 5. Maybe a sweep.
Whew,
Oh,
dang.
maybe a sweep.
You do not
Maybe
believe
a
in
sweep.
Jimmy.
Honestly,
Good.
that those guys Tatum and Brown, they're crazy together. Like you said, they're 1A and 1B. Anyone can step up at any night. They have the deepest bench, arguably the best defense in the league, maybe the best offense too. So honestly, I can't doubt those guys, and they come back for revenge. They want that chip this time. So
Mm,
uh,
mm.
honestly, if it's Miami, I'll say 5. New York, bring out the brooms.
Bring out the brooms, honestly.
Yeah, even though they're both good teams, I'm still favoring Boston though.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think Boston just seems unstoppable in the East. Now, I think Butler does change things in the series if they do play Miami, and if
Hmm.
I like, there's so much things that if Miami doesn't do, like they're just gonna get destroyed. Like if Bam doesn't pick it up, if they shoot like trash, like it's done. Like we've seen that
Yeah.
Boston can win when Tatum is playing like trash. Like it doesn't matter if they play bad. Like if anyone in Miami struggles, like it seems like it's over. But I'll say for New York, I think I have a bit more faith in New York, just because New York plays like more of a I don't know, more of a system. It feels like even
As a
like
they seem more cohesive, I would
yeah,
say.
like they all seem like a
Yeah.
really tight knit unit. It feels like they all play together, like a lot of movement. Even though like their offense may not be the greatest at times, they all like I don't know. It's weird. It's like they're all brothers. It just seems like they all know what like who's where, like what's going on offense and defense. They communicate a lot. So I mean, I would give each team 6 games, but I think Boston's gonna come out.
That's generous. I'm not gonna lie. I
Hey,
feel
I
like
believe
changing
in you.
my. I feel like changing my statement about New York. I'll probably say New York in 5. Or my bad, Boston in 5 against New York.
So you put away the brooms, huh?
So no more brooms. No more brooms.
No, all
Putting the
right.
brooms away.
Don't disrespect New York like that.
Forgot Derrick Rose is there. My bad.
Yeah,
My
true,
Exactly,
true.
exactly, bro. Derrick Rose gonna play 2 minutes.
bad. They should play him more. Honestly, they
No,
should
they
play him
should.
more.
They really should.
He got that experience.
Grimes is
He got,
struggling.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
why not put him in? Like, he can shoot. He can play make. Like, I don't understand why they don't play him.
Exactly.
it's Derrick Rose. He can do everything.
But like,
Exactly.
he's literally a good player. Like right now, though, him and
Like,
Fournier, like they're
yeah.
good
He's
players
not
right
MVP,
now.
but like he's still a really good
Still
ball
a
player.
solid. He's still a
Give him
really
like
solid guy,
yeah, like
right?
25 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
what? I don't understand. Like, take Barrett out
Just
the
Derrick
game,
Rose and
bro.
a few good men. You're good.
Exactly.
Nah, but you already know. At the end of the day, Boston's coming out of this. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Boston in probably 5, and for both scenarios, because who's stopping? If Jimmy Butler's on Tatum, who's on Brown? And if like you know what I mean.
Probably put Kyle Lowry. You
Who's
never know.
I'll
dump
take
truck? You
Lowry.
already know.
Yeah.
But I think Boston's just too dominant on the offensive end and the defensive
Mhm.
end, and then it's tough for them to match up. Like Miami's just really good at defense, but
Mhm.
if they can't get their offense going, they're gonna get crushed. And I would
Yeah, and they need
say
Hero.
exactly, and I would say almost the same. Like New York to me is a more defensive oriented team with slightly better offense, just because they still have Jalen Brunson and RJ Barrett who can create, and Julius Randle can also make his own shot too. But maybe I'm not too sure actually.
Not the greatest shot, but he
Not
can
the
make it.
greatest shot, yeah. But in 5 for both for Boston, just because all their guys are two-way players, and it's just tough to go against a team like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Denver, Boston.
Denver,
Yeah.
Boston, as it should
So
be,
as it
as
should
I
be.
predicted.
This was your
Yeah.
prediction, right?
Of course, of course. I'm never wrong, bro.
You're
Come
never
on.
wrong.
Let's not
I mean,
take
you
Not
it
were
gonna
out
lie,
there.
I
wrong,
was
Yeah.
thinking Milwaukee's still in the finals, but you see how
bro.
that happened.
You had my
No way.
pick, bro. You had my pick.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
Who you
but
guys got?
Denver, Boston, I mean, this is truly a 50-50 series. Both,
Mhm.
like, these are arguably, like, the two best constructed lineups in the league. So it's kind of hard to kind of give each other an advantage in this series. Like, both teams have such good strengths, and they have, like, almost no weaknesses, but you know me. Like, I've been a Denver bandwagon since 2017. I got to give it to Denver in 7. But I will say, like, I mean, both teams. What can I even say about this right now? I mean, I guess I can say, like, are there enough guys on the Celtics to defend Jokic? But at the same time, it's like you have Brown and Tatum, like two wing
Mm-hmm.
players that are their best players. Like, it's hard. It's hard to kind of give it, but I'll say Grant Williams is probably going to be the X factor in this series
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, if he's hitting his shots, then it kind of limits Denver's ability to help off of him. Because I feel like if he's on the floor, they're going to help off of him. But if those guys are hitting their shots, then it's kind of difficult. But it's really just a war of minutes in this series. Who's gonna play the most minutes? Who's gonna get into foul trouble? It's gonna come down to those little things that kind of change the game.
It just this matchup reminds me of the Christmas game, not Christmas, Halloween game matchup, where
Mhm.
Grant Williams was dressed up as Batman.
Classic.
Yeah. So because of that, I'm taking Boston in 6, because Batman beats the Joker and everything. But
That's right.
Funny.
but
Very funny.
honestly, I do think Boston, although not the superior team, I think they have the drive. They're more hungry for the chip because of what they
Whoa, that's
lost last
crazy.
year.
That's crazy.
They lost. It was in their grasp last year. It was within reach,
Okay.
and they
I'm not
lost it.
gonna,
I think they're gonna make that push this year.
Mark Travis crazy.
not gonna lie, I have to agree with you, Ryan. But I have to say, Boston in 7 though.
Boston in 7. So you gave it one
7,
more game. You're giving one more game.
I give them one more game. But it depends on how Tatum plays and Brown plays together.
Mm.
If like Tatum's putting on like a masterclass show, dropping like either 40 points or doing something at like an extremely high level or Hall of Fame level,
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to say Boston in 5. If Tatum plays up to that level. If Tatum plays up to that level. If Tatum plays up to that superstar level that we all want him to play at, that near Hall of Fame level, him texting Kobe type of level, like he can do it in 5 games.
Mm.
But honestly, out of my fantasy world into reality, I'll probably say Boston in 7.
I mean, are you guys forgetting the two-time MVP on Denver? I mean, come on.
I see him. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Jokic
I
is
do.
that
I see him
guy,
too.
I
but
mean,
I
what's
don't know.
up?
Still,
Listen, I
I
feel
haven't
like.
watched enough Bucks game or why not Bucks game? Denver games to
Come
like.
on! Then how
I
can
haven't
you how
watched
can
enough,
you
so
say that?
I haven't watched enough, so I can't really go off of that. I had to go off what I've seen last year, mostly in the finals with Tatum. They seem more hungrier, and Tatum's like the next guy up right now. Even though Jokic is that guy right now.
Okay, well, I mean, I'll say right now, watching Denver games, like avidly watching their games, it's weird. Like Boston's offense, like as much as you want to praise it, it is a lot of kind of iso ball.
It's
Like
a lot of iso ball,
That's
it is.
true.
yeah,
That is
and one
true.
thing that Denver is like really good at is defending that. Like if Denver knows what you want on offense, they'll stop it. Like they won't stop it completely, but like, they'll work as hard as they can. Like they're gonna double Brown, double Tatum. Like they're gonna get the guys off the ball, and they're so good at rotating on defense. I just feel like it's so much easier for Denver to score on offense than it is for Boston. And both teams are really good on defense too. So I just feel like it's gonna come down to who can score the ball. Like I feel like I'm way more confident with Denver getting a bucket opposed to Boston.
I'm not gonna lie, kind of starting to change my mind a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yo, David, are
Kinda
you a
starting to change my
bandwagon or
mind.
Hey,
something?
I'm just saying, dude. MPJ, I mean, all these guys on offense, like you
I'm
can't
not
stop all these
lying, like
guys.
changing my mind still, because I'm
Hey,
thinking about
join
it. I'm like,
join me,
who's
bro.
gonna stop Jokic like that?
Exactly. Like Horford's not gonna
I'm
do
like,
that. Foul
I'm
trouble,
still,
easy, bro. Come on.
I'm still gonna stick with my pick, Boston in 7, but
Yeah, I never want to hear
he's back.
Boston in 5 again, bro. I don't want to hear that again.
But it's up to Tatum, honestly. If Tatum plays like dog shit, I'll say Denver in 6. But if Tatum
Mm.
plays as regular, Boston in 7. But if Tatum goes to the next level, Boston in 5. If he goes to that next
Yeah.
level,
All right. All right.
it just depends on Tatum. I think Tatum's the X factor. Brown is always consistent, but Tatum's kind of wishy washy some games.
True. True.
Well, it comes again to me like Brown's my favorite guy right now, so like I gotta give it to I gotta root for him, you know?
Fair
I gotta
enough.
root for
Yeah.
Brown. I'm not rooting for the Celtics. I don't like the Celtics. I'm rooting for Brown. There's a
Nah, that's
difference.
fair.
Yeah, but I think it just comes because Boston just has so many shot creators. Like if one guy's having an off night, he can still pass it and swing it. Like
Hmm.
Marcus Smart is having a great series against Miami right now.
Oh no.
Yeah, he is.
Don't tell me Marcus Smart's gonna create a shot.
No, but he's having a great series helping out his teammates, like distributing the ball
True.
properly.
Yeah.
He's on the defensive end. He's like just I forget the word, frisking them down. Malcolm
Frisky.
Brogdon's doing his thing. Grant Williams is great on the defensive end. Al Horford, this guy's like the best 3-point shooter I've ever seen with that form. Like I don't know. I just think
Sorry, his form is different. Sorry.
it's so different. I think Boston will outlast, but it's going to be a tough matchup for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Also,
you guys-
we're forgetting
you guys
about Murray
already-
too. Yeah.
Murray, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Murray, you can't forget about him.
Ah,
Like
yeah,
he's
I
been
can't forget
playing
about Murray.
super well,
Yeah.
considering his ACL injury a few seasons ago. But at the end
It's
of the
like
day,
he turned back time.
I still want Derrick Rose to win a ring, but it is what it is at this point.
It is what it is, yeah.
Boston in 6.
You never know. Derrick Rose might get some new knees, over
Hey,
the next couple days.
Yo,
never
New
know.
York in 4. Is that
New
what I'm
York in
hearing?
4?
Is that what I'm
Maybe, I don't
hearing,
know.
David?
Maybe. Even though
Lock
Miami
it in,
has
bro.
1 game, though. I don't know.
Yeah, so I think we got Denver losing to the Boston Celtics for David and I, and then Austin got Boston losing out to Denver, right?
And 4, yeah.
Yeah.
And 4. Okay, got you.
4?
Got you. Yep. I guess stay tuned to see if who's right. And any final thoughts on what we discussed today, guys?
What's it called? If LeBron turns back the time to like 2013, LeBron's in the finals, I will take LeBron. I'm not gonna lie to you. But that's not reality, so I'll still say Boston and Denver.
And I gotta say, almost all the series have a big that's just super passive. I mean, Aiton,
Yeah.
AD, Embiid. These are 3 of the like most polarizing players. Maybe not Aiton, but like these guys are too passive. Like and Adebayo. I forgot about Adebayo. Like 4 guys that are playing way too passive for their size and the shots that they can make. So I just want to see these guys pick it up. And, like the one thing that pisses me off the most is bigs that have the ability to be dominant, not be dominant. It sucks to watch so much. Like these guys standing in the corner or just setting screens and that's it. Like no, these guys have to be more aggressive. So the next few games, I hope these guys are more aggressive, and maybe those series will have to change if they are.
I agree.
a thought just occurred. So if Denver were to beat Boston, according to you, who would win Finals MVP?
I mean, come on, man. The two-time MVP, maybe. If I had to guess,
Big yoke, eh?
it had to be. I mean, he's the hub of the offense. Even if Murray drops like 40 a game, like Jokic is still gonna win just because he's probably the one making those shots for Murray. You know?
Sure, not DeAndre Jordan. Like, come on.
Oh shit! I forgot he's on first team All NBA, dude. I forgot. DeAndre Jordan, dude.
2015, 2016,
2016, yeah.
All NBA. Come on.
I forgot, dude. My bad.
Can't forget old man DJ. You know, like.
Old
Of
man
course, can't forget
DJ.
about him.
Nah, but yeah, I think Jokic or Murray could probably win MVP, Finals MVP. Aaron Gordon, if he does exceptionally well, you know, because we want him, right? We want Aaron Gordon.
Making the
That's
taking the
true.
last shot.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. And David, who you
If the
got for
death
Boston?
beam is pointing on the earth, you're gonna choose Aaron Gordon to shoot that last shot.
He's a new AI. He's a new Andre Iguodala.
Yeah.
David, who you got for Boston?
Huh?
Who you got for Boston if we were to win Finals MVP? Like Griffin, like
Honestly, just based off consistency, I have to say Jaylen Brown.
W.
Brown.
W
I
too.
have to say Jaylen Brown because
Jaylen Brown, yes sir.
it always depends on how Tatum plays. If he feels like playing like prime Kobe, he's definitely winning. But if he doesn't choose to play like that, he's not winning anything. But Jaylen
Mhm.
Brown is a more consistent player from what I've seen from like Boston game. So
Yeah.
so Tatum might gonna get the Curry treatment and not win a Finals MVP probably until like his second or third chip
Mm-hmm.
if he wins. But I think
If
he's
he
probably
does
gonna
win.
If he does win.
If he does, but he's probably gonna go to the finals a couple times.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yep, I can see that. I
Also,
think.
yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just gonna say Jaylen Brown. I think is definitely deserving of a Finals MVP considering his consistency. But I wouldn't be surprised if the media, because the media loves Jason Tatum.
True.
Oh
true.
yeah, they love him.
Yeah,
They ride him.
love
They ride him.
He's their kid or something.
Yeah,
So
like Deuce.
Exactly. They're gonna give it to Jason or Deuce. Like,
Yeah.
like the Finals MVP goes to Deuce Tatum, and then like the kid comes up with the trophy and everything.
That'd be crazy.
Austin, what are you gonna say?
Yeah, I just had like two more things to add. Like one thing is Jaylen Brown. Like, I'd be so pissed if I was him. Like, I don't blame him for wanting to leave or something because he's like consistently playing, sometimes even better than Tatum, and he gets no credit. Like, he's probably not gonna make an All NBA team probably, and like I'll be pissed. Like if I'm averaging like 27 a game, like all this and that, like, and I'm not getting no recognition, I feel pissed too. Like I won't be surprised if he leaves if they don't make the finals. And also another thing, why is Tristan Thompson playing? There's
yeah.
so many better centers. Like, why is Dwight Howard not on this team? Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, Thompson was just on like ESPN, like announcing. Like, what is he doing on the Lakers?
That's true. Dwight Howard's going crazy over. What team is he playing for? Like
Lakers or
Taiwan?
no?
No.
Oh,
what's his name?
Dwight?
Dwight Howard. Yeah.
Whatever
he's
team
He,
Team
he's, in,
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
he is in Taiwan.
Yeah,
Taiwan,
like he's going
damn.
crazy over there. So I'm like, bring him back.
Facts. He can play.
Yeah.
Where is he? He's Taoyuan, yeah. He's playing on the Taoyuan Leopards, yeah.
Yeah, at least he's
team.
gonna grab more rebounds than Tristan Thompson. He's the next body to throw on a big six, say for example, like Joel Embiid
Right.
or
Yeah.
like Jokic or someone like that. You know, a high energy player. Tristan Thompson, he's kind of to me, he looks short on the court. I think he's lying about his height.
He's about 6'9". Yeah.
Yeah, and plus he's from Brampton too, so I don't know.
Oh man.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I was like, you got something against Brampton people?
No, nothing. But yeah, Dwight Howard, they should bring him back.
LaMarcus Aldridge, that's who they should have brought back, but
Mhm.
it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it. Anything else
Alright,
to anything else to add, Austin?
No, I think we're good. I think we can end the pod right here.
All right. I hope to see you win, I guess, this matchup. It'd be interesting to see Jokic get a ring.
It would be, yeah.
But yeah,
Maybe top 10 ever. Yoke, never know.
you think so?
Probably not.
Maybe if
He's
he wins
white.
one more MVP.
They won't give it to him. They won't give it to him. He's white.
I don't think because he's white. I think it's because he's European. That's
Is
why.
European not white? Like,
No, it depends on where. Like, say for example, like Giannis. Giannis is technically European, but you know.
I mean, come on. Let's be honest.
I know,
Let's be for real here. Like,
You know, I get what like the representation. I remember, I think what Perk brought out like the narrative saying the NBA is racist, not trying to
That
give it
was
to like a
crazy.
black player. I'm like, that's crazy. Like 99% of MVPs are black. And I'm like, if Yoke's a better player, me personally, I thought he was better than Embiid this season. I would probably like to see him get the MVP over Embiid. But me personally, I think Giannis should have won it. But yeah,
Because
so this is
you're a Giannis guy.
I'm a
It only
Giannis
makes
guy.
yeah.
Mm.
Plus, Giannis had like the best record in the league, arguably just as good stats as Jokic.
Right. Yeah.
Just should have got MVP.
Hey man, Derrick Rose should have won MVP, but
Dude, stop riding Derrick
Honestly,
Rose, bro. It's the third time you talked about this guy,
honestly.
dude. Like,
all right,
you
I'll just
sleeping
shut up
with
for
him?
the. I'll just tough, bro. I'm gonna just stay silent for the rest of the episode.
It's like
Shout out
probably a
Derrick
minute
Rose.
left. It's like a minute left in the episode. You're gonna say something. All right, let's end it off here before we go too long. All right, I'll sign it off. All right, I'll see you guys later.
All right. Bye.